What's going on, guys? Welcome to Frank's Media and Reviews. Today's video is a unboxing and 4K review of 1986 The Hitcher, directed by Robert Harmon. This was a first time watch, and I have to say right off the bat, right away, was damn. Rutger Hauer is simply chilling as this villain, man. I couldn't believe it. Gosh, man, he is so scary. He's menacing, very memorable for this role. The way that he delivers his lines to the victims and what he does, the actions towards the end of the movie. Holy cow. This was a dang good movie. So before I forget, hit that like and subscribe button. If you do, I really appreciate it. Check out my tier memberships. It starts as low as $1.99. So this movie, first off, let's do a little beautiful unboxing. It comes with a J card. I'm not going to keep this J card. That might be blasphemy for some people, but I'm just not going to keep it. Here is this box. Gorgeous box right here. Pretty thick. It looks like it's pretty similar to actually... you can tell it's a little bit thicker than the Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Again, this was a gorgeous release from Second Sight, and you could, like I said, it's like a little bit thicker than that. So that's what I would compare it to. What the size is for this actual release. With this release, you get the Blu-ray and 4K of the movie, and then you get a screenplay of the movie. Really cool. And then you get a 200-page book, man, of The Hitcher, which is unreal. I haven't looked at this all the way through yet, but yeah, this is just a beautiful book. It's all about the movie, all but the behind the scenes, all that jazz. So they didn't mess around with that. And then you have the art cards. Let me just pull this out really quick. Here we go. There's that. This one. Here we go. This is the cover of the release right there. And here's Jennifer Jason Leigh. And Thomas right there. And yeah, so let's talk about the movie. So The Hitcher is about a young guy named Jim who is driving through Texas to get to California. He picks up a hitchhiker named John Ryder. And this man gives you like the chills, like right after this whole damn thing, because outside it's pouring down rain. So Jim just feels bad for this hitchhiker. And right when he comes inside the car, Jim is jokingly saying how my mama told me not to do these type of things, and he should have listened to his mama, y'all. I mean, straight up, this guy is ruthless, man. See, like the many evil layers that John is as a person. Like, he is psychotic. He is just straight and a villain. Like, he is probably a top tier, in my level, a top tier villain, because throughout the movie, he just wants to kill people. Like, there is no damn excuse. And he does. And he gets away with it. What? I couldn't believe it at the end of the movie, and how menacing Rutger is. This character, John Ryder. Holy shit, man. That I was not expecting it, because again, this was a first time watch for me. So it was gripping, man. When I thought about this movie, I also thought about Duel, which is funny because in the special features, which there's a bazillion special features, and they're all lengthy ones except for like one or two. They compare the Duel driver, Steven Spielberg's Duel movie, and this movie, because there is like some similarities of just an unstoppable force is very determined to get the victim at no cost. I mean, they're just there, and it is gripping, and this movie is very gripping, and I just couldn't believe it, man. It was fun. If that makes any sense, I had a very good time with this movie. And it doesn't hurt that this movie is also like 97 minutes long. So it's kind of like you're in and out, which is good, guys, because time flew by pretty damn fast. So that's me describing the movie, hopefully without really any spoilers, just in case you haven't seen this film, because it was fantastic, man. This was a great first watch, and I'm really glad that I got this set from Second Sight, because of course they have this limited edition, but they also have a standard edition as well. With that, let's talk about the 4K transfer and the audio and special features from Second Sight. The 4K transfer for this film, I would say, there is some scenes that are very crisp and so detailed, and then there's other scenes that have nice film grain. At least it looks like it was from the 80s, and they maintained that filmic movie, that transfer, in addition to having and improving the quality of the movie with finer detail. There is some great scenes, like at the gas station with the explosion, the fireball. That looks really good. The outside scenes, the scenic scenes, they all looked very good. It looked very impressive. With that, the detail with the clothing, the skin detail, all the colors looked very good. This was just a very good release from Second Sight. Is it one of my favorites from their collection? Probably not. However, this is a very good 4K transfer. And I think if you're a person who doesn't really like film grain, or maybe if that type of style with the 4K transfers bother you, then it may bother you with this, because there's a healthy amount of film grain in this 4K transfer. And so, like, for me, it doesn't bother me at all. And this looked very good, man. Like, I don't think there's really any major complaints at all with this film. I thought that maybe there was like a couple scenes that didn't look as crisp, but I mean, that's just me nitpicking, and I'm not really here to nitpick too damn much, because overall, I had a very good time with not only enjoying this movie but seeing it on 4K. What I would complain about is that this film has Dolby Atmos and DTS Master 2.0, which I opted for the Dolby Atmos. But if I'm being completely honest with you, I didn't think the Dolby Atmos was that good. I think it just seemed kind of average. That being said, this movie didn't really need a Dolby Atmos, and like, it's nice to have it. So I'm not complaining about not having the Dolby Atmos. What I'm saying is that I don't think it really needed it, at least with this type of style of film. It's always nice to have a film that's upgraded to Dolby Atmos, but like, I didn't really hear that immersive experience, I guess. When I hear Dolby Atmos, I expect a very immersive sound mix, and I didn't really feel that, or I didn't really hear that, I should say. That didn't take away anything with my experience with the Hitcher. So I'm not trying to say that, but I just wish it was a slightly more immersive sound mix with this release. With this design, this kind of threw me off, because I think what I got from it, one, I really liked the design. But just really quick, is that it kind of, like, in some ways doesn't go with this type of movie. Like, the end of the movie, there's that beautiful sunset colors, and so that's what this kind of reminds me of, and I'm wondering that's what they went for. But yeah, I don't know. You guys can definitely let me know your thoughts and opinions about it. I love the design, but I don't think it fully goes with the actual movie. That's just me after just watching it. Speaking of just watching it, special features, guys. Holy smokes, man. This has a ton of special features, and everyone knows that this release was delayed and it was worked on by Second Sight for a few years, but it was well worth it with the packaging, with the transfer, the 4K transfer, and the special features, guys. There is hours of special features in here. I think there's like close to 3, maybe a little over 3 hours. Bullseye, a new interview with the director, Robert Harmon, that is 40 minutes long. And then the following one, Penning the Reaper, Penning the Reaper is with writer Eric Reed. That is also 40 minutes long. I personally didn't watch all of the interview with the writer. I watched the entire interview with the director. I also watched a very good interview with Thomas, who plays Jim in this movie. It's Doomed to Live. That is about 28 minutes, so almost a half an hour. And I'm not gonna lie, I think I was originally going to like skim a little bit of it, just because there's so much special features in this release. But the way the stories that he was telling of just simply of Rutger, his acting style, everything that just went all along with it, and how proud Rutger was with his role, his involvement with this movie. Towards the end of that interview, it was pretty funny how they mentioned, he mentioned that they were in another film together, Poseidon something, I can't remember, and Rutger got, because he was also, of course, in that TV series or TV movie. Anyway, he got like the cast and crew together, and he just did like a spontaneous showing of the Hitcher, and had Thomas and him do a little Q&A. But he stated that he could tell how proud he was of being involved in the Hitcher and playing this character. And something that was really cool was Thomas was saying how when he first met Rutger, Thomas, I want to say, asked him, how does he like playing bad guys? And Rutger says, like, in his straight face, he said, I don't play bad guys. That was just really cool to listen to hear like the little bit of a story and post story of that little short interaction that he had. The director, Robert, also has some great stories with about Rutger as well. But yeah, so there's that. So there's that interview. There's The Man from Oz, a new interview with John Seal. That is about 20 minutes long, I think. No, that is 10 minutes long. I'm sorry. That's 10 minutes long. A very formative score. That's also a pretty short one. Duel Runner. So this is the one that I mentioned earlier, is that comparing Steven Spielberg's Duel movie and then this movie, The Hitcher, again about the killers, are very similar in tone of just they know what they want and they're going to try to get it at any means necessary, and just how menacing these villains are. So that was pretty cool. That's about 20 minutes long. And then there's China Lake. So that's a short film by the director, Robert Harmon. That is 35 minutes long. And he mentioned it in the interview as well. But if you watch China Lake, it's about a demented cop. And so that was pretty cool, because there's actually some pretty well-known actors in that short film as well. So definitely check that out, because you kind of get a sense of what the type of villain Harmon had originally, and then brought it into a bigger production of a movie of The Hitcher. So there's that, and then there's The Calling Card, which Robert Harmon talks about. China Lake. There's a telephone short. There's a short film called Telephone, which is done by Eric Reed. And there is The Hitcher. How do these movies get made? That one I did not look. I didn't check that one out. So then there's trailers. But guys, there is hours of special features in this film, which is good, because they're not just like little short ones that just they try to make it look like there's a whole bunch, but really they're just only a couple minutes. Like, these are actual lengthy special features, and I highly recommend you guys checking it out, because that's honestly what took me a little bit diving into those special features, guys. So anyway, yeah, so highly recommend getting this movie from Second Sight. Again, this is the limited edition, but get the standard edition. That's about like $30. This movie needs to be owned. It looks phenomenal on 4K, and it's a must-have, man. I'm really glad I got this release. This movie from Second Sight. So another phenomenal release from Second Sight. Whenever they produce movies, release those movies, they put in so much effort, and this is just one of their gems, man, without a doubt. Just everything that went into it, just phenomenal release, man. I mean, this is up there with Dawn of the Dead, the Guest, Drive. I mean, this is up there without a doubt. I know there's a really good release, Picnic at Hanging Rock, one I need to get, but that had a lot of supplements, a lot of extra things in that release. So yeah, guys, thank you for checking out the video. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. If you do, I really appreciate it. Check out my tier memberships. Thank you to my tier members, John from Let's Talk Entertainment Media, William Driver, and Insomniac. And guys, have a good one.